Okay, so a quick recap first, what we did in the previous stream last week. So, these are walls that consist of this module and this pillar and something that should be decorations. Of course, you have to believe me, these are just the random meshes that we chose as decoration meshes in the array. So statue, cube, and sphere. They were placed on the module. Now the whole magic is about this point. We move the point and the appropriate number of modules is chosen and they are scaled to exactly fit this endpoint. So this is all on YouTube. You can go to techartay.com and find it. And today my plan is to extend it to place decorations in a more proper way on the wall, then to place volumes that would prevent, like this volume here, that would prevent decorations from spawning in the given areas, and then we try to figure out how to optimize all this, because this is quite simple now, but when we add ray trace for testing collisions with floor and so on, then at some point it will become heavy. So we will need to somehow optimize this, store this result somewhere instead of recalculating this every time. Because when you have construction script in Blueprint, this thing, it's basically Blueprint that's doing something whenever any variable in the object is changed or object itself. So whatever you move, whatever you rotate, any variable, it recooks itself. So, of course, it's very nice that when I move it, it immediately changes the modules and so on. But this is because we have very simple construction script. When it will be based on some raycast and testing against volumes, it will, of course, become slow very quickly. So, it would be better to add some buttons or some checkboxes, whether to refresh or not. Okay? Let's try randomizing these decorations in a way that's avoided by volumes. Or rather that it avoids volumes. Okay, back to Blueprint again and quick recap. What we had here. We had first initialization, so setting the meshes that we provided as variables. Then there is calculating the length of the mesh towards this point. And the distance, calculating the length of the module of the mesh, and then calculating the distance until this point. How many instances we need and how much to scale them. And there's a for loop that uses this value to basically add the necessary number of modules. And then we have add decorations. This is where we ended last time. So, random stream. This was very problematic last time, very problematic. But mostly because I didn't understand how it works. So basically a random stream object, here created for a variable, it stores like the random number generator. So it's stable and random at the same time. So pseudo-random, deterministic. So whenever I move something within this mesh, like I move this and construction script is run again and again, you can see that the decoration stays in place until, of course, the number of modules changes. That's because this thing will provide the same order of numbers whenever it's asked. So first iteration, the same result. Second iteration, another but predictable result. Legomir asks if it's random generator as generator in Python or as a generator object. It's like I don't know what you mean exactly, but it's basically when you create this type of variable, it doesn't matter if you do it here or if you just create and make random stream. When it's created, it's given a seed here, initial seed. I set it to 0. Basically, this is your way to configure the randomness, but then you don't need to reset it. When you do, you lose the repetition. You basically get random integer in range from stream, or you get random unit vector from stream. And the point is that when you ask it the first time, it will give you, for example, here it will give you 2. If you ask another time, it will give you 1. Once again, and it will give you 4 or something. And then if you restart the game or you run the construction script again, the order of the values it gives you will be the same. So as long as your operations go in the same order, and they do, because this is a for loop from 0 to, let's say, 8 or something, we'll get the same results. So this random point will land in the same place for the same iteration of the loop. So I hope it is clear, though I recommend checking more resources about it on the internet. Basically, it's a stable way to get random results. Okay? Okay, so here we have 3 decorations per module, which are then taken from the decoration meshes array. Random integer in range is used to check what to get. So if this array consists of, where is it? If it consists of a statue, a cube, and a sphere, it will pick one of those. It can pick 3 times the same thing. It can be 1 sphere then 2 statues. You know. Currently it doesn't check for any collision or anything. Let's try some naive way of avoiding these volumes. This is a blocking volume. Blocking volume is not good for this reason, because it will block the play, right? It has a function. I'd rather have some less useful volume, or maybe create our own. So let's try create volumes. Where's partition volume? The problem is that most of them have some actual function. Well, I would like to use them just to avoid stuff. Call distance volume, blocking, camera blocking volume. Enough modifier volume. Trigger? Sounds good. Where is it? Okay. You know, there's most certainly a better way to approach this, but this I just want to, during the stream, of course, it's too little time to do production grade solutions. So I'd rather experiment as much as we can and leave optimization up to you. But I will also show you like the obvious optimizations along the way that don't slow us down. Okay? So here we have a volume. Does it do anything? Probably not. Can we disable it? Like, can we do generate overlap events? No. Okay, so between ourselves, we make an assumption that trigger volumes will be used to prevent decorations from spawning. Okay? Now back to this modular wall. I have currently 3 decorations per module. Let's just for a second make it 8, you know, for a bigger chance of spawning. Is it actually 8? Let's first, because the list is too short. I need to make sure that the result is within the length of this list. So I need a modulo. Like length? No, the random thing, yeah, it should actually get a random integer in the range. I don't need a modulo. For every mesh in the loop, so decoration count -1. Ah, I changed it here. It's random number of decorations per mesh. For a moment, let's delete this and let's just do that decoration count whenever it's set. It will be just, for now, 9, okay? Perfect. Many decorations. I think something's wrong about the location. Still. They don't fall within the whole range. Let's see. We have decorations count 9. And for 0 to 8, it gets a random point within module, transforms it to this wall, and adds a static mesh. Okay, let's draw a debug sphere in the world, like so. Yeah, the spheres are drawing somewhere. Wait, first, let's make the scale lower for a while, just for a test. Like so. You can already see that it takes some time, right? Okay. So it seems that they spawn in the very corner of the module, which is not what I need. I need them to spawn along the entire module, okay? So getting random point within module. What do we have here? We have get random x from -1 to 1. Set it. Then random c. And then the box extents are used to place this stuff. Value origin. And then transforming to component space. Isn't this already in component space? No, this is in mesh space, which makes a lot of sense. Ah, but we scale the modules, that's why. And it doesn't give us the scale. Okay, so I guess we need to scale the location as well. Let's go back to construction script. We have transform within component, which does it account? Yeah, it does account for the scale. So now I have my module transform. I transform this location. So I should apply this module transform, and I actually do. Okay, I do apply, but I also have to multiply the location by the scale. So let me get this, because you know the scale makes the wall bigger, so it should make this bigger as well. So after or before? Maybe after. Let's break this transform. Let's get the scale, and let's multiply location by the scale. Okay. Like so. And let's try now. Is it any better? Oh God. Try again. They became smaller or what? That's not good. We have this location within component. No. We have to do it earlier. We have to take this. This is a random position within the bounds of the module. Then we scale it and then we transform it to component. Sorry for the messy nodes. Let's try now. Maybe this would be better. Not so much, I guess. Show it again. No, they are kept constrained. Okay. Legomir says we should never Pythonize C++. What do you mean? How can you Pythonize C++? This actually made things worse, more contracted. Give me a second, guys. Maybe I enable some noise filter. I have something already, okay. Let us print this stuff. So for every module, it will print this scale. Like so. Print the scale. It should be the same for every module, actually. Okay. Oh, so the modules are smaller? 0.5? The scale is weird. It comes from get random point within module. Here. So I'm adding decorations. I have a module transform. Give me a moment. Connector transform location. Okay, this is connector. Sorry. So I've put the wrong transform at the end. We should get not the connectors transform, but the modules transform. Okay? Like so. Not this thing. Okay, now it should be better. I can probably revert this. Let's try. Okay, perfect. Our points are distributed throughout the module. I have connected the wrong transform the last time. The connectors, not the modules. Okay, let's clean this up a little. We don't need this print anymore. So what I do, I take the modules transform after the scaling to fit this endpoint, and then I use it also to multiply the location of this random point within the module, because if the wall was made bigger or smaller, I should also apply it to this, randomized point. And this gives me, after this multiplying by scale, this gives me the actual random position within the entire scaled module, like so. In these points, I want to place decorations, okay? Okay, we have our volumes. We have our random points. Let's go back. And by the way, guys, if you write to me on Signal or something else, I can't quite look at it. Okay? So, yeah, let's keep the discussion here on the chat if possible, or on Discord. Okay. Here, I want to get rid of this debug sphere print. I don't need that. Okay, I just want my decorations. So where are they? I have my add instance, but there was add static mesh component. Add decoration, set static mesh, add static mesh component. There is the location. Where are the meshes? Wait. If this has worked, then this should work too, right? Ah, we decreased their scale. Let's go back. Yep, now we have them. Fantastic. First thing that you can notice, they spawn in the center of the wall. Let's fix that first to make our life easier. Let's push them by half of their size, okay? So get random point within module should also return to me the final extent. So extent multiplied by, actually by nothing. Actually by nothing. By the scale, but we don't apply any scale. That's okay, I guess. So on the output, I will also have box extent. Yeah, that's the trick that Jeffrey showed me the last time. You start to pull something and you put it on the return node and it gets added to the outputs. Very good. Return value box extent. No, just mesh extents without spacebar. Thank you. So this is mesh extents is half of the size of the mesh. So once we have this here, I can move this mesh along this axis. So my relative location should have this added to it. But only on one axis. So if we spawn, currently we spawn during X axis, it is hard coded. Sorry for this, but it's, you know, to avoid clutter for now. So we just know that we need mesh extends Y, and we will add this, add vector, plus, yeah. Split this. We'll add half of the size of the mesh in Y. And here. Huh. Not quite. Or is it the wrong axis? No, we scatter in X and in Z, so we need to move along Y. So relative transform location relative to the instancer itself? No, to the object itself. That's good. That's actually a good thing. So Y? Let me try some manual extents first. Let's say 100. So 1 meter. Okay, moved 1 meter. Cool. Now, this cube is 1 meter, so actually moving it by 50 should give me what I need, right? Or by 50 plus the half size of the wall mesh. Do we have it here? We did have it. We had it somewhere. Where is it? Calc mesh length. Okay, this is length. I would need also mesh thickness. What was this doing? It was getting bounce. Ah, and the mesh, okay. Okay, so just mesh module, get bounce, and then extends. So once again, add the decoration. Yeah, let me first put it into a variable to, you know, make it more optimal, because we don't need to recalculate the same thing every iteration if its value doesn't change. So my mesh module, box extends, split, and y axis, I want to save it to local variable, which I will call wall extends y. Awesome. I have it. Now I can add this to this. So I also need a variable which will be my actual decoration thickness. For now it's constant 50 because something doesn't work. So 50 plus wall extends y should give me the total offset that I should apply. So let's try that. Perfect. See? So if the mesh is 1 meter wide, when I add 50 centimeters plus half of the size of the wall, I have my mesh sticking to this wall, which is very good, but I don't know why this extends or something else. Because what I'm actually doing here inside was taking this mesh to spawn, right? This module mesh, okay, sorry. Module mesh, that's wrong. I need this current decorations size. Okay, because I'm only setting static mesh later. Okay, so let's make it slightly different. Let's also store this mesh in this randomized mesh in a variable. Okay. No, not here. Sorry. So whenever for every decoration sequence, first thing is to get this mesh. So I'm getting this mesh, this random pick, and let me store that within a variable. So right click, promote to local variable, and it will be picked mesh or randomly picked mesh for the current iteration. So I have that. Now when I have my randomly picked mesh, I can change the order of these operations, I think. Yeah, I can get it from here, but I can also calculate its extents, because I already know what it is. So like here, get extents, what? Get bounce, break, extend, break, and yeah, box extend y. So this is the thickness of half of the thickness of this randomly picked mesh, and then I can use this. I don't need that actually. So recombine, and this was wrong anyway, so I just delete that. Remove. What? I can't remove? Hey, why? I want to remove them. Can't I remove output? That's weird. Never mind. Or maybe here I have to select this function. It's called get random point within module. No, I can't. Whatever. What's going on here? Ah, yeah. So let's name it. Unless we forget, you know what it is. Let's name it. It will be offset. Add offset to the decoration. to make it touch the wall. Okay. I'm adding static mesh components, which is not optimal. It's not optimal. But I don't care yet about such detailed optimization, as I said, because I don't want it to slow us down. Normally, you would rather have an instancing group for every type of decorations you want to place and add instance in the particular group. Okay? So like in a professional way, you would have an array of this instance static mesh components. And instead of add static mesh component here, you would do add instance to the given group. But for now, we just add static mesh component to make it easy. Okay, let's try. They disappeared completely. What's wrong? Decoration meshes. I get a random one. I didn't connect after adding the sequence. Now, yay! So as you can see, every type of decorations we have is actually perfectly touching the wall module. So that's what we achieved so far. These are too big for decorations, so maybe this time I get the email from Epic and we can log in into the magnificent scan library. Not quite, guys, not quite. The last email is from 8:31. It's 9. It's 1 past 9. What if I use the previous code? God damn. Okay. I guess we have to wait. It's already half an hour of waiting, but maybe Epic wants us to wait some more. In the meantime, let's try. Good job, Epic. Yeah. Good job. Imagine if I was having a game of Fortnite right now and people would be waiting in the lobby. But as I said, it's not unusual when it comes to this. What are these numbers, Piotnashki? 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. Are these from Douglas Adams or what? Okay. Rage quit? No, that's not rage quit. I want to wait. I want to believe that we will get this code. Maybe you know that at the end of this stream, it will be already dark. We'll get the code to use our decorations and everything will just fit perfectly in place. But I would prefer it to be earlier. Lost numbers, okay. Guys, let's find some good meshes for us. Maybe they have something in the starter content. Props. Props sound good. Props sound like something we want. But these are very huge props. Oh, but we have a lamp. Let's try that. Let me open this blueprint and in the decorations thing, let's add a lamp. Awesome. Lamp is already oh! Lamp is rotated. That's bad. Oh, that's bad. So do we need to have something like rotators? It's a bit of work, but let's do it. Let's add another variable. Also an array, but array of rotators. Or maybe of full transforms if we're on it. Transforms. And it should be like decoration transforms. Okay? So for every type of mesh we have our scale and offset and rotation. So we need to make sure that we have as many as here. So please compile the blueprint. Okay, I did it. type array. Okay, let's add some more. Okay, and now we'll do that if it picks this thing, randomly picked mesh, it should also have a randomly picked transform from the same thing. So first we need to make sure that there is enough transforms in this array. So we get the length of it and we check if the number we got, but this is pure, this is a problem. We need to store that number, otherwise every time we drag from this will be random. So I don't know why Epic made this pure actually. So let's promote this to local variable and it will be a randomly picked index. Okay. Sorry for the simplistic naming. I prefer my variables to be, you know, verbose and understandable. Randomly picked index is now stored in a variable, so we don't have to randomize it again. We get the mesh from this decoration meshes under this index, right? And we also get a transform, but we have to check whether there's enough transforms. So we got these transforms. We got this number, this randomly picked thing. And now we have to check whether this is less than the length here. Just to be sure, you know. And now we can do it should be a sequence, to be honest. It should be a sequence because there's already too much of this stuff. Let's put it here. Let's put this here. What? Hey, come on. Like this. Okay. Let's add some more. So this, first we get this index. Then we set this stuff. Actually, I can get it already from randomly picked index. Okay. Legomir asks, what do you think about using Unicode for math variables, like using delta as the name of a variable in code? I don't know. I don't know, maybe in Blueprint it does work, but in code, whenever I tried, for example, to do C++ with Unicode symbols as variable names, it didn't work. It didn't compile. So I guess ASCII still has its uses. But yeah, it could make the code smaller, though actually I prefer the other way around. I would like math papers to use even small but actual names instead of, you know, sigma, delta, and so on. It would make a lot of stuff more understandable. Especially that often they're used, let's say, the symbol L, that means something like luminance in the particular narrow field of mathematics or engineering. And then you go to another field, you try to read a paper from them, and this is like completely something else. So it's enigmatic, I think, and I prefer actual names. But that's me, okay. Here, okay. So, getting random index, getting a mesh from the array of meshes under this index, and then getting a relevant transform. So, only if there is enough transforms in this array, as much as there is meshes, we should have branch that actually sets a variable that we should create a randomly picked transform. Okay, not an array but a single thing. Set. If it finds it, if it can find it, then let's do it. Let's get it from the array. Get a reference. Okay, under the index. Oh, come on. Under the index. But if it's not enough, there is not enough transforms provided, we just set it to a neutral transform. So location 0, scale 1, and so on. Okay? Like so. So, yeah. This is pick a random decoration mesh. And here is find a matching transform, or just use identity neutral. Identity meaning, you know, something doesn't affect anything, like 1 in mathematics. Okay. And now we should also apply this transform to this mesh before we start doing anything. So it gives us a problem here because we already add this Y offset, but I want to rotate the mesh and add the Y offset. So I just want to do everything first. Let's do it another way. Let's not use this now. I think. Let's use it later. Cut. Set static mesh, and only on this static mesh I would do set or add local. No. Local. What? Ah, component. Add local transform. Okay. So I'm setting a static mesh to this component, and then I'm adding the stuff. Okay, first, you know, when doing any refactors like this, refactor meaning changing something, but just to clean it up without changing the actual output value. When you're doing refactors, you would want to change frequently, because when you dig too much into the changes, you may break something and you don't notice until it's too late. So delta transform, teleport, yes. Let's add the stuff here and let's see if it gives us the same result. Nope, it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. You have to be super cautious. I wasn't. Okay, again. Picking random mesh, getting the mesh, finding a transform for it, and then what? Adding static mesh component under some relative transform like neutral, setting the mesh. Everything is connected, and now I'm adding offset. Okay, let's not add this offset yet. They should land in the same spot. Let's keep this for now. They are not there. Maybe I have reset this variable? Oh no, it's local. They are there. So what? Okay, printing. Here we go. Let's print the mesh name first. Okay, they are there. Now let's print. We need this anyway, I think. But they should show up in the corners. Okay, they are there. Everything's good. Okay, sorry for that. We need to add this actually. We need to add this local position. We only add then the relative changed stuff. Okay. Okay, they're here. Now what I want to do is to add this rotation to these lamps. So in my randomly picked transforms, the first thing, is it the lamp or? Yeah, the first thing is the lamp. So the lamp should have rotation Z 90 degrees, okay? Of course it doesn't do anything yet, we have to add, we have to implement it. Yeah, so we have it here. Delta transform location. And we want to add this transform. Okay, wait. Setting static mesh. Adding local transform from this randomly picked transform. Like so. And only then I'll be adding this touching the wall code. Okay. As you can see, they rotated. If I go to my decoration transforms, and if I modify the first one, like so, I can see it rotates, okay? So we should have as many transforms as we have meshes here, but if we don't, it will fall back to the default transform. Like so. So this works, this is good. And now we add this matching the wall stuff. So the problem is that if we rotate this, then the extents are what they were before the rotation. So we have a problem, I guess. I'm getting extents, but then adding them. I should transform the box, actually. And only then get these extents. Probably, I think. Let's try first the naive way, and of course it will be wrong. And let's worry about it later. The cubes should be alright, because they weren't rotated, but the lamps will be wrong. So I'm adding the half size of the mesh to make it touch the wall precisely. As you can see, the cube moved in a good way because I'm taking X or Y, but Y in the case of lamp is this direction, like sideways. So it moved sideways. Wait a second. Because it's already rotated. I would like this to happen in the world space. So not local, I don't want local. I want to transform this movement into the word space. Probably. Or I could move it first within its own space by Y. I could rotate in the memory the module of the wall to match this thing, move it, and then rotate. No, it won't work. Okay, let's take the current thing's word transform. So the wall word transform. Probably. Or just these actors. Get word transform. No, this meshes. This mesh components. Get word transform. I'll try to transform vector. No. How to do it? I want to apply. I want to push this vector through this thing. Location. Transform location. This thing. And only this I want to add in the word space. So within the same mesh, let's do it like that. So I'm taking a transform of this mesh after it was rotated, and I want to move it along the thickness of the wall, okay? So now I want to add word transform, keep scale. Just outwards transform, I guess. Though keep scale sounds nice. Let's do outward transform, keep scale. And I'm adding this thing. Let's see what will happen. So I'm adding the half size of the mesh. Not good. It's not what I wanted. And the scale wasn't kept actually, they got squished. Let's delete that. Let's try again. Add word. Offset. Okay, offset is better. I don't need full transform. I just need an offset. Still not quite good. They got squished. Why? When does it happen? Randomly pick transform. Maybe here? Maybe here? What if I don't do it? What if I just skip this? Something super wrong. Give me a second. Without this and without that. Okay, now they are in good spots, I think. But they are kind of squished. Ah, because we scaled the whole stuff. Right? Or no? I want to add static mesh component, but I want its scale, in its word scale, to be identity. Otherwise we get this, and I already know why is happening, because we scale the module. So I want to get my static mesh. I want to set scale, set word scale 3D to identity to 1. Like so. Yay! They are good. They are independent now of the module itself. Good. Now there's add local transform. Do we need that? Ah, we need that to rotate the lamp. Yes. That's okay. And now we want to move this by half of the size. Nope. Wrong. Again. Wrong again. Let's detach it. Wait, but they are now squished. What's going on? I'm adding local transform. So this randomly picked transform, I don't want that. I just want to add local offset from it. No, I want to rotate. I want to rotate. So maybe I should add a word transform? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's skip transforms because there's already too many of them stacked together. Let's do it. There will be randomly picked rotations, okay? Change variable type. Yes. Yeah, because transform math, it has to be either done correctly or you end up flipping one way and another, like mixing stuff randomly until you get it right. So, randomly picked rotation. Decoration rotations. Type rotator array. Yes. Yeah. Piatnashki asks, how about generating everything at origin and transform modules and decorations with instance transform as the last step? This could make a lot of sense. So that we have a module in its space, we add place decorations on them and then transform everything together. That could work. That could work. But then does it change our code a lot? Because we have add module. We're already placing it. So add decorations would have to happen within add module. Inside, but okay, maybe that could be good. We're adding instance. We're adding instance. We're adding an instance with a transform already there. Okay, I think it may be too hard to refactor like live right now, but that's a very, very good point. That in the proper way, everything should be generated, like placed within a module in its origin in 0, 0, and only then it should be moved and scaled and so on. Only with regards to not scaling decorations. So thanks for the tip, Piatnashki, very good, but I'm quite scared to do it live, not to break everything. But yeah, that's the way to go. To randomize within module origin and then place it only after. Okay, we have this transform. Hey, come on. And we replace it with just rotations. So randomly picked rotation will be applied as a local transform to every small thing. Oh, this is my favorite icon in Unreal. I really like it. It says blueprint bed. And it actually is. But I think it was some C++ programmer who placed it here. Blueprint bad. It means something didn't compile. I can't set it? Yeah, I want to set this thing. Yeah, blueprint bad. Blueprint actually very, very good. I very like it very much. Okay. Is it rotated now? No, because I have to add more of them. Okay, so index 0, 90 degrees. Doesn't work. Because I'm not adding anything. I'm setting a static mesh. And I should be adding randomly peak rotation. Yay! It does work. Okay, so now decoration rotations contains the rotations per mesh type. Okay? As I mentioned before, the problem is that I should move these after the rotation, I think. After the rotation, so... because I'm not adding it yet. Let's try now. Nope. Wrong again. Let's return. But why? I'm setting word scale of this static mesh stuff. I think, what if I had manual attachment? Wrong. Wrong, because the whole thing was scaled? Do I really scale the parent of these things? I'm adding them just to the module wall, so they shouldn't be affected by scale. Yet, it's clear they are. They are scaled. But why? Let me check something. I have add module. And this module is adding an instance. And this instance is scaled. So the transform... Okay, I think I may get it. So this thing here... This add module is scaling the instance and then giving the transform, which is wrong for our purposes of adding decorations, because we need just the rotation of it, not the scale. So okay, so we just reset scale, I guess. When we have add decorations, here we have this get random point, this is alright. Okay, but how does the scale apply? We have add module, and that's the only thing we're doing with it. We're just getting random point with module, which is okay. Why are those scaling? These balls, the spheres. I have set static mesh. Transform is nothing. And I add static mesh currently to something, but to scene root. But scene root shouldn't be scaled. Let's try. Does it have something like get parent? Get attach parent. And I want to print this. I want to print the transform of this parent to just be sure. Get word scale. I want this, and I want its name. So append. I want its name, and I want its scale. So as you can see, guys, our blueprint sessions become live debugging sessions often. Modular wall. Printed for a while longer. Okay, so default scene root. Is the parent the scale? Oh. Oh. Maybe they're just scaled. What the hell? Give me this thing. Sorry, guys. This entire blueprint was scaled. Let me select these things and just reset to 1. Okay, it's better now. No need to worry. Math is working correctly. No printing, no append, no nothing. No part. Okay. Let's try now. Okay, so they should move by the half of the size. I was doing it here, but it wasn't working well. So, to add word offset to this location. Yeah. I don't want the position from this. From the word transform I get... Actually, I want get word rotation. This is what I need. And I will make a transform myself. Adding this rotation here. You know, because I want to move it in the rotated direction. Cool. It works. So I should get just the word rotation of this new static mesh and then push it by the half of the size. As I mentioned before, I need to improve this math because this axis is a hard-coded y-axis. It should be transformed as well because currently it's taking the wrong extent. But maybe if the extent was it should be doable, I think. I think so. Okay, let's try. Okay, it will be an experiment. Forgive me if it doesn't work. So I would like to take a direction y, which would be it will be a constant vector. Vector y. Const vector. Make vector, yeah. 0, 1, 0. That's it. I want to recombine the extents. Okay. Like so. And I would like to... Yeah, because this will make sure that my extents will be just in one direction. But what I want to do is to... I wanted to multiply this by this. And the same with all extents. I want to make a vector. Wall extends y. And both of them should be transformed by this rotation. So... yeah, let's make it like this. Recombine. make transform. Okay. And I want to transform the location of these two things, but add it or not yet? Not yet, I think. Not yet. If I took this thing, you know, multiplied by 1, so I make sure the extents are only the extent y is taken. But I think that's wrong, because I need to pick the axis. Let me draw that. What I want to do, basically, is, let's say this is my lamp. It looks like so. And it has the bulb somewhere here. Okay? Now, Yatnashki asks, what about using forward vector of a rotator to offset it? Actually, yeah, because what I want to do, let's say, this mesh has its y-axis, oh sorry, it has its y-axis here, right? And x-axis, let's say here. It's some kind of weird mesh. But my walls, the wall modules, are like so, that they have the x-axis this way and their y-axis this way or that way, whatever. So the thing is, yeah, actually more like that way. So the thing is that I need to apply transform to this thing in this direction, out of the wall, but making sure that it faces the correct way, right? So yeah, I need rotators, forward vector, okay. And yeah, let's try. Okay, so the initial vector to offset should be box extend. Yeah, box extend y-axis. No, but there's another thing. I not only need the direction, I need to check that, for example, in case of some meshes, I need this, basically the thickness along the axis after rotation. So along this axis, I need to check the thickness along this axis. So in the case of this mesh, it will be this red thing. In some other mesh, it will be the green thing, the Y. So it's something like a point in space somewhere, like so. Yeah. Okay, let's try this rotators, forward vector, and along this direction, oh, I think I know. And I have to multiply the extents by this, right? Maybe. And then transform it by this extents combined with wall extents. Kinda, though the other way around, but close. negative forward vector? Is there negate? Yay. Very good. Unreal has all the functions I need. Huh. It kind of worked. But in case of lumps, it moved them the right way. In case of the cube, the wrong way. But the extents are always positive, so what if I took an absolute of this? No, this is absolute. Get forward vector. It doesn't have to be, okay. What if I took the absolute of this? I guess, I don't know. It depends on the rotation of the blueprint. Wait a second. I'll disable snapping. Okay. Yeah. So I guess I was wrong about this world stuff. World stuff shouldn't be there. There should be just the rotation. Yeah, let's copy this wall and let's rotate it to make sure. So basically we should have the same result here and here. Currently rotation is affecting it. Is it now affecting it? Yes. Unfortunately. Give me a moment, guys. Okay, I probably shouldn't be adding word offset. I should be adding local offset. Let's try. Add offset, local offset, like so. Okay, already better. They stay in place. Already better. Let's keep it here for debugging. But now, of course, the result is wrong. So now does it have to be forward vector? I guess yes. Let's try negating this one again. This is what I meant about flipping values until it works. That if you don't get your maths right, then you have a problem. Because I'm getting this absolute whatever. Okay, in the case of this lamp, it works. It snaps it perfectly. In the case of the cube and the sphere, not so much. Not so much. What if I don't negate this? The lamp will go here. Yeah. But the bigger problem is that the cube doesn't work now. I'm getting forward vector. I should be getting... Yeah, I think so. I think so. The cube is the same size every side, so what's the matter here? I'm transforming it by what? Why am I doing this? I shouldn't be doing this. Oh, blueprint bad. Maybe like this. Wait a second. Oh, hey Sumi. Good to see you here. Good that you jumped in. So we're stuck on a problem. Stuck on a problem because adding our half size of the mesh didn't work. How are you? I'm good, thank you. Thank you a lot. And how are you? Are you streaming here today also? Yeah, Piatnashki says that the inconsistent orientation of meshes makes our life much harder. It does. That's actually true, that maybe we shouldn't spend too much time on it, because it's already slowing down the stream. What if we just ignored this? If we just took box extends? Yeah, I guess. Or we could rotate the mask of the axis. That's the thing. Let's try that. Let's try that. Let's get forward vector, which we will use as a dot product with dot product, right? Or no? Sumi is just chilling today. Okay, a very good day for chill. Very nice weather here in Warsaw. Third week of sunshine, I guess. Get forward vector. What I meant is like taking a mask of this extends to use. So if I get my forward vector, and if I took the absolute of it, I would get a mask, maybe. Let's try. Abs times extends times extends. Oh, come on. And now we can add the components of the vector. So there is a get sum maybe, or sum? No. So let's do a dot product with 1, 1, 1. This is a trick to basically, or maybe let's do it in a more clear manner. Because someone probably wouldn't be able to understand that. This plus this plus this. Okay. And now I have the offset that I need to apply, and I can do it already like so. Yeah. Wait a second. Wait a second. I think it's good. Let's see. Now vector y. And now let's add this local offset. Okay, for cube and sphere it did work, for lamp not so much. Not so much. Does it do anything? Okay, whatever. Lamp doesn't move. It picked the wrong axis, I think. Cut forward factor. Maybe because it's oriented backwards. So the extent should be absolute all the time. But yeah, the forward vector, that's super weird. What if I just provided it manually for now? 0 should be 0, yeah. Use X axis, for example. Okay, cube moved, because for cube every side is the same. Now use both axes, it should be twice as big. Yeah, kind of works. Use only Y axis. Still working. Is it moving in the right direction, the thing here? Okay, I know. I know why. Because we're adding local offset. What we should be doing instead, we should be moving it in the object's local space, but not the static mesh's local space. So I'd rather want to add a word offset. Okay. And the transform, it should be coming from this mesh. It should be coming from this current actor. So get word transform of the default scene root. The scene root. Let's try that. Let's transform location by this and then add it as a word offset. Let's see. No. Why not? I just want to take this vector. Jeez. Not like this. What do I want? I want to... I want to transform not the actual location, but should be something like set word location. Yeah. Set word location, which will be this location transformed. No, because then it's crazy. Wait a second. We need to move this lamp. Basically going on here. The problem is that if the word transform is somewhere here, word transform somewhere here. And if the object, the wall, is for example here, then the problem is that what we want to get is the actual, like, this offset from this point to this point. So we need the actual rotation, everything of this mesh. Yeah, this offset is in local space, which is okay. In local space of the entire mesh. Get forward vector is the word vector. I need to inverse transform it back to the space of the module. So inverse transform location of this vector back to this current module, to this current blueprint. So we're getting forward vector like so. Only then adding this extends, and only this thing can be transformed later, I guess. I would like to apply this transform, this word transform of scene root, to apply it to whatever we get at the end. Okay, let's try hard-coded 50, just to check. Like so. Do they move by 50 or they don't? Okay, give me a second. I just want to make it super neutral for now. So local transform is just rotating these things, okay? Yeah, that's good. And I just want to add a small offset within the blueprint space. So I want to add word offset to this mesh, this tiny mesh. Let's do delta location. Yeah, there's the default scene root, or just this. We may use this. Get reference to self. Self. Get word transform. I can't. Get actor transform. Okay, good enough. Get actor transform. I want to transform a location of local 50 centimeters to the word and add this. And add this. They got reset. Their rotations are reset. But it's just the word offset, so what the hell? I'm just adding only a location. Why do they lose their rotations actually? Look, the only thing that I'm doing is adding a local transform and then adding another transform on the same thing. Okay, let's try neutral. Nothing. Let's try 50. They move, okay. How about using forward vector of modules transform rotator? Will it work? For this offset? Yeah. Okay, let's try. So instead of getting actor transform, as Piatnashki says, we'll just get its forward vector, actor forward vector, and we'll multiply this by the amount. Sorry. No. What? Scale. We'll just multiply it by the amount by which we want to move. So literal float for now 50, multiplying this forward thing and delta location. Let's try. Yep, looks good, I think. 100. Okay, not the forward, but we want to get what? Get right vector? Get right vector. Yep, thanks a lot for the tip. Very good. So instead of playing with this whole transforms, we just get actor vector and we multiply by the amount by which we want to move. So 50 should be good for the cube and so on. Okay, cool. Now we can go back to this math and really we should be already moving to some other topics. So this math is getting the box extend like this, combined with the wall thickness, half of the wall thickness. Let's get rid of this stuff. Well, not of this stuff. What I was doing here, it doesn't make any sense. I'm getting the forward vector of the module, absolute of it. Okay, maybe. Let's see. I won't explain it yet because I need to test whether it works. And the amount will go here. Whoa, this is kind of working. For the sphere it is, for the lamp it is not as usual. Maybe it will be enough for now. Yeah, good enough for now. Like this? No. Absolute and absolute, okay. But alright, good enough I think. Maybe this should be forward, maybe this should be side. Get right vector. Closer, I guess. Summing up, but this is again right vector in the world. That's wrong. I need to rotate. Okay, I know what we do. We take this rotator and we rotate a rotate vector, a local vector of 1 in the y-axis, and then we get absolute of it. Yeah, same result. Same result. Okay, but it's good enough, I think, for now. Things are finally sticking to the wall. Thanks, Piatnashki, a lot for this idea of using rotators instead of full matrices. And let me summarize what we have and delete this thing. This is the old code. If for the given number of decorations per module, it is picking a random mesh, random index of this mesh, picking the appropriate rotation that we have. Rotations are here, decoration rotations, matching the meshes that. Then static mesh component is added, its scale is reset, and it is moved by the half of its thickness plus the half thickness of the wall. So in the end, it matches the wall correctly, like perfectly. Okay? So that's what we have so far. Let's replace these meshes by something else. In decoration meshes. Kyle-san, hey, I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for being here. I hope this will be useful for you. Thanks for getting the Gumroad package of this tutorial. I hope you are satisfied. If not, let me know what can be improved there. I plan to add like a module about UVs and about math basics there as well, because I think I missed that, and that could be quite important for some people. You know, how to make procedural UVs and what are the basics of vectors, scalars, and color, and so on. Okay, so I'm open for feedback. Also, you can join our Discord. Let me paste it again in the chat. This is our Discord invitation, and you're very welcome here. So now, yeah, this is what we achieved. We have decorations. Let's replace these meshes. Decoration meshes, an array from which it is randomized. Let's try what we have here. Content browser. I think in Unreal Engine 5 we can pop up content browser in Blueprint as well. Yeah. Okay. But it hides our values. Okay, cool. Now let's use, the shelf. The shelf. Shelf looks alright. And of course it's sideways, of course. Maybe I should just change the axis on which this is happening. Rotators 90. Oh, but see the shelf? It's kinda off, but almost. Almost there. This is a cool shelf. Okay, Kyle-san, you are satisfied for now. Good to hear that. Yeah, Starpony says that in the future he will share some money for me. I appreciate that, but no rush. No rush. Find your good game dev career. Focus on yourself. But much appreciated, sure. And yeah, now we have this. So let's replace the sphere with something better. Replace the sphere. Is it the end of this? Door frame? Door? God. Decoration rotations 90 degrees. Okay, so it turns out that everything in Content Browser is oriented this way. Actually, door is not a good example because the placement is random vertically as well. Let's try something else. But doors should be added at some point, sure. There is a lot of nice meshes, but not what we need. Oh, and the Quixel account, they still haven't sent me the email. I'm waiting. I'm waiting patiently. Piatnashki says that the actual extent may be larger than it appears. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Let's check it in a second. What can we attach? There's not enough good meshes here. What are the arrows? What's that? What is this mesh? What is it for? Do they have anything legitimate? Bush, chair, corner, it's corner frame. Corner frame. Okay, good enough for our needs. Very nice corner frame, whatever it is. As for the extents, let's check them. Let's open this mesh. Can we display this extent somehow? Ah, we have to check where the pivot is. I get it, I think. So we need to take care of the pivot as well? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Let's do a quick test. If not, then let's not care about it too much. It's beautiful. Yay. Now we have a wall. A wall with something and with lamps. Okay. Okay. About this extents. One last thing to try. And we're good, I say. Or maybe... no. One last thing to try is to adding this origin here as well. So this is multiplied. This should be added, maybe. I say maybe. Subtracted. Yay, we got it. So we had to subtract the origin of the mesh. That's why the extents are to the biggest like corner, but the pivot is also important. We get it, guys. We have our walls perfectly placed until the very last millimeters. Good game, thanks. Thanks a lot. We got this. Okay, so with this huge small success, let's make a break for now, for 10 minutes. I'll be back here just currently here it's 10 p.m. so 10:30 in my case. 10 minutes from now. If you have some questions so far, or if you want to try something so far, let me know. I hoped I would get this, you know, this Quixel thing, because then we'll have some rubble to scatter and so on. But if not, then whatever. What we may try to do is actually adding these trigger volumes. So there will be volumes that will block decorations from spawning in specific world space. For example, here. Okay? So this is the next step. I'm back in 10 minutes. And I got the mail. Come on, Quixel, here we go. 110. It's fantastic. After so much waiting. Piatnashkin says that basically the math that we are doing here, it will be more intuitive to do everything at the modules transform, and then only to scale it, move it, and rotate it. I think it makes a lot of sense. I should have done it this way. So if you followed my way, know that what Piatnashkin is saying, it makes a lot more sense. That you do everything at the origin, at the beginning of the world, and put these decorations, move them, scale them, and only then begin to rotate and to place that around the world. Because here, as you can see, we spent a ton of time trying to figure this out, that when we rotate, it stays in place. But finally, yeah, doing it totally the wrong way, we arrived at the correct result. If you're doing this at home at your own project, do as they say. at the origin. And only then transform. Okay, cool. Control space. Add. Quixel content. I want this. Yes, that's beautiful. Medium quality. I'm okay with low quality. Low quality is what I like in games. It downloads. Okay, so we shouldn't spawn stuff to the very edge. Okay, I open this. Going to... Give me a moment. There was this -1 to 1 thing. And there was somewhere else. It was... Calc instance count scale, add module, add decorations. Get random point within module. Yeah. So from -1 to 1. Let's do it from -0.7 to 0.7. And the same here. Maybe even not so close to the floor. So Z could be minus 0.1, for example, to 0.7, okay? So this way, the decorations won't spawn on the whole thing, that will spawn more to the center, like margins. Let's try. Yeah, they don't spawn close to the floor now. Because instead of -1 to 1, we added, for example, -0.1 to 0.7. Okay, cool. Now, what I need to do... Oh, by the way, let's try making this lamp emissive, because we have Lumen, right? So if we add some ceiling there, like so, to add shadow, I move it here. Yeah, right, we are adding a ceiling here. Now, I'm gonna find this lamp model. Where is it? And make it emissive. I wonder if we could have some more like post-process volume. Some more of this. Oh, you see how it's flickering? It's weird. Minimum brightness 0.1. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted. Yeah, it's actually like it was a candle because it jitters a little. So right, Piatnashki, that this may be considered a good thing in this environment. Okay, let's use our Quixel meshes that we gained. I close that. I close that. And yeah, let's go back to the blueprint itself. Decoration meshes, add some more. This will also decrease the chance of getting a lamp, right? Mesh module. Content. Browse. Let's try another wall. Let's try medieval wall. Okay, better. Much better. Oh, they're one side. Oh no. Oh god. They're just one-sided. I may enable double-sided material, but that's not what I need. I want to duplicate this mesh basically and merge it. Okay, I know what I do. I know. I take this mesh. I'll copy that in place. And I will merge it manually. Okay. Like so. It will be super ugly, but I don't care right now. I don't care. Okay. That's it, I guess. I'll move it just slightly to avoid the Z fighting. Just slightly. Let me merge those two meshes. Merge actors to a single static mesh. And let's call it merged medieval wall. Okay, so now we go here and we replace it with merged medieval wall. Okay, it's calculating something for the nanite, I guess. In the meantime, we can replace the decorations. Decoration meshes. Yeah, so we have our nice Quixel collection. Let's make a use of it. Decorating stone relief. Oh. That's the nanite quality? What? Texture is good, but the model? I don't know. Or maybe this is what I downloaded is low. Okay, sorry. Decorative sculpture. Yeah, I guess. Nanite power. Let's try now. Something still off. Oh god, so slow. What GPU do I have? RTX 2080. 64 gigs of RAM and Ryzen 2800X 8 core. Maybe something's wrong with the settings. Let's try scalability low. Oh, that's bad. Now it's fine. Yeah, now the power of nanite is really fast. It's like 120 FPS. Scalability medium, maybe? Better? Yeah? Okay, so something is there on this high setting. Something is happening that makes it very, very slow. Sometimes. Actually not now. Maybe something was recooking or like Lumen is preparing something in the background. There are some hitches. Okay, we can leave profiling for later. A very interesting thing to do at some point, but not now. Yeah, maybe the next generation of graphics will help, but it will probably be the next generation. RTX 40 something. Because I don't expect to buy the 30 series really. Before they are like replaced by something next. Okay, we placed our random weird decoration. Okay, one more thing, the post, this thing, okay? It's mesh connector. I had downloaded something, wooden post. Oh my god, this is this wooden post? Oh, it's so small, come on. No. Instance group connector scale 3.5. 3.3. Okay. Better. No. It messes up with the placement. Oh my. This is it really. Can you scale the mesh? Can you scale the mesh in mesh editor? Can I do something to make it bigger basically? Yeah, cute, very cute, but come on. Do you know guys if I can transform the mesh, let's say post like this? And for example save and magically one. Cheetah says they removed the human scale from the bridge. Oh, that's bad. Okay, we can't rescale the mesh, sadly. I think. I don't know how to do it. If you know, let me know. In editor, no. Yeah, okay. Can I do it? Can I do it a very bad way? Like a very bad way? Like taking this stuff. Oh wait, when I just place it, it's bigger. So something is wrong. Anyway, I just scaled it probably somewhere in the settings. But can I do scale like this? Scale like this. And just save this mesh? Like so? So now I do merge actors, merge to a single static actor. Oh god. Procedural level models. Wooden post. Okay. And now when I place the wooden post, yes! That's the worst and the best way at the same time. Back to our adding instances. I think I hard-coded scale somewhere. There's add module. It adds an instance of connector. And the scale comes from connector transform. Ah, connector transform. Cool. It's one. What? Okay. Mesh connector. It will be my new best thing. Fantastic. Now I select these guys. Come on. I select them. And there should be my connector transform, which I reset to default. Ah, good. For small people. Yeah, now it's for big people. Can you see the nanite detail? Can you see it? The detail. Okay. Okay, this looks really random. So, we need to go back to our plan. The plan was to block the decorations from spawning, okay? To block them from spawning. So what do we need? We need a volume, like this. Trigger volume. We need to duplicate it a couple times. A few times, like this. And within these volumes there should be no decoration, okay? So let's open this mesh. This blueprint. Can I show the nanite visualization for a second? Okay, sure. Sure. The triangles? They are not nanite? Despite my nanite quality? What? So that's what I get, 5 FPS. What? Other, you have to go. Sure. Thanks for joining us. See you. Nanite is not on. On the mesh. Right. Nanite on. And now this mesh. I want it on all meshes. Why wouldn't not want nanite? Can I just search for the type like mesh? Like every mesh? Type mesh. Filter by mesh. Yeah, come on, bring me the nanite power. Enable. Enable. Hey Nebiont, yeah, I got Quixel going. They gave me the password. I've clicked only 20 bicycles in the captcha. And now we have these meshes. But despite downloading nanite quality, they weren't nanite enabled. So I had to right click and enable. Now we're waiting. So that's why the game was so slow. It was 10 FPS, maybe because this wasn't nanite. So I have my heroic RTX 2080 that we're trying to do something about it, and it was doing quite good. Quite well. They tricked me. Nanite wasn't on. But it will be on in a second. Okay, it's 8%. I prefer if I could download them, you know, without rebaking on my own computer. They could rebake it on the cloud or something. How is it going? How is it going? 90% of CPU. 69% of the GPU. Wow. Nanite saving, it really squeezes out the last bit from the hardware. The last drop of power. Oh my god, this is so hilarious. I guess we wait, because what do we do, right? Okay. Okay, guys, let's do some off-topic stuff in the meantime. I don't know, let's start Blender. Because we have to wait. Anyway. I will show you how nice is Blender now. I will show you the viewport. Because we have to wait. There is no other way around. Oh, Blender doesn't start. I'm going to show you the nice viewport of Blender. The EV engine. EV engine. And in the meantime, let's check whether this has finished or not. Okay, so we have Blender. Let's open my previous scene in the layout mode. This is it. You may recognize it from the tutorial. And now check this out, check this out. Viewport shading, material preview. So this is it. This is already good because you get reflections and everything. But now, let's select the engine EV. Let's go to the rendered mode. And if I add, let's say, a light. Here it is. More power. Okay. Now with shadow, sure. Please add shadows. They're already there. They are soft shadows, as you can see. It recalculates them for a while. But that's not all. It looks flat and fake, right? So, what if... By the way, this material should be brighter. This material should be brighter. Now, what if I go to... to render settings and enable this. Check this out, check this out. Ambient occlusion. Okay, nice, sure. With distance 1.5 meter. Can you see that? Can you see the cool stuff here? What's going on? Now this ambient occlusion has bent normals. So if I place a very simple shape like a cube with bevels, like so, and add some actual material to it, like the ground. Can you see the nice results here? Without these bent normals, which I discovered recently, it looks like typical AO, like fake cutout and so on. But with this is like just amazing. Like shadows coming from the HDRI around. And of course the distance is a thing to set. You can make it very big, losing some precision. You can see that Eevee is not a typical like a real-time thing like Unreal Engine. Basically, it can allow for many samples because it doesn't have to be real time. It has to be fast enough, but it can accumulate something for, let's say, a second. Right? So trace precision, I can max it out. There is bloom, very nice quality bloom. Like so. Right? More like this, okay? Cool. Screen space reflections, check this out. I'll duplicate this. Let's add a mirror-like surface. Mirror-like surface, okay? And check this out. Screen space reflections. In a viewport. In a 3D software. And all of this combined, I think, is so nice. Kyle-san says they're still using 3ds Max because they know all the shortcuts. True, the hardest thing about picking up Blender is that Blender is different. It's its main strength. They've come a long way from the early times. They make it basically user-friendly now with all these icons, with all these layouts for sculpting, everything already preset. Very nice interface, I think, but you have to lose your flow that you have with other software. You have to learn anew. But I think it's worth it even for scene previews like this. You know, I've only done a super simple, like stupid test, right? This all is real-time, super smooth shadows. Now check this out. If I add a volume, there was a volume somewhere. No, there was a way to add a fog, basically. Volumetrics. Okay, maybe I won't do it now. But anyway, there's full volumetric lighting and shadows. So you can have, you know, a smoke, or you can have an actual fog filling some area, and then the light is accumulated in that. What's more? This is it. This is basically it. A ton of nice stuff to play with, so I highly recommend it. Let me show you by changing the UV, sorry, the HDR. Let's say skate park. And within a split second you have, you know, great lighting, everything fits perfectly. Okay, so Eevee in Blender, much recommended. Okay. Is it nanite now? Is it nanite now? Nanite visualization. Give me my mesh. Because it wasn't there. Models, nanite. Maybe now. Yay! It is. It is. Yeah, exactly, Piatnashkin. Bend normal is like, I don't know how exactly does it work, but it makes the ambient occlusion much more directional. Okay, so a very good technique. It's great that Eevee doesn't have to rebake them, it just does it on the fly. Okay, we have nanite. Awesome. So now we can play again, I guess. Not much better. Not much better. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. Profiling will be a very interesting topic about that. Okay, let's go quickly with these decorations that will delete. Will be deleted within volumes. Okay, so blueprint. Blueprint, construction script, add decorations, and here we have get random point within module. This is all good. We have local position. Now I want to transform it into world position. So Random point within module. Add static mesh component. Yeah. So actor transform. I want to transform position. Oh, location. Transform location. Yeah. Right. Oh, come on. Transform location. From local to world. Basically, this gives us actor to world transform. Okay, Star Pony, you're leaving. See you. Thanks for joining us. Transform location. I get the word location of the single decoration thing. Now, I would like to check if this is within any of the volumes placed. So this code will be quite slow, but I think we don't have another chance, another way of doing this. Basically, at the beginning, I want to gather all of these volumes to have them in stored, not to search for them every time. So get actors of class. Get our actors of class. The class will be trigger volume because I just decided that I will use trigger volumes for that. Like this. Like this. And I get references to all these volumes placed in the word. Okay, so I'm gonna store that, promote to variable. Out actors will be called anti-decoration volumes. Okay, now whenever I get a point like this, then what I want to do is, and by the way, I mentioned it on the previous stream, but that whenever you're doing something heavy, and this is a pure function, so without the white exec, when it is heavy, you want to store that into a local variable, because Unreal otherwise will recalculate it every time this is dragged somewhere. So in a for loop, it can be deadly for performance. So pure results, cool, but store them at some point if you're gonna reuse them. Okay? So whenever reusing anything, just cache it into a variable. I'm gonna store this as random point, or just decoration local decoration location, maybe. Okay. Decoration word word location word. Cool. So I'm gonna test if this point in this word fits into any of these volumes. So bear with me now, focus on this. Volumes. For each volume with break, so we will, when we find that it's in any volume, it will exit. Okay, it will stop doing anything. So exec going here, and for each volume, here it is, I want to check if this location is within. So is within box, is point in box, and the box is my volume, like word transform. So get word transform. Yeah, and I think it would be okay if we do get extend or get bounce, get actor bounce. Maybe this would be enough. I don't know if volumes have proper bounce, but let's see. Let's see, origin. Let's break it down. Maybe it will work. I don't know. Origin and extend, because I don't know if it takes the scale into consideration. Is this anything else? I get bound volume. Do they have any something specific to the volumes? I don't know. Okay, let's try. Or brush component. Brush component may actually have transform or like bound. Get component bounds. Sounds very interesting. Very interesting, okay. So the point is my decoration location. The word box transform will be this. But what if it's rotated? I don't know. Let's try. Maybe it's not the best idea. Let's check. Or no, maybe I can get origin from this and extends from this, okay? Whenever something is within such a volume, it should be deleted. So, all the stuff that adds our new decoration, we can actually collapse it for readability. We collapse it into function. And it will be called, let's call it add decoration mesh. And D is actually wall extends Y. And relative transform location, what was it? Ah, yeah. Relative decoration location. Okay. And then this function will check. It will check like so. Collapse the function, and let's call it is point within anti-decoration volumes, and it should return a boolean whether it is or it isn't. Is inside, is within. Okay. So it gets a point in a word and tells if it's within any of them. So, bear with me. Is point within for each volume? Basically, if it is, then branch and say that yeah, it is. Otherwise, if it completes, it means that it didn't happen. No volumes contain this point, so we can return false. It's not within. Okay, so simple stuff. For every decoration volume, anti-decoration volume, basically check if the given point is within it. If yes, for any of them, return early. Yeah. And the break is basically not necessary, I think. Okay, let's see. Oh god, now it doesn't have these variables. So randomly picked mesh. Let's give it here. Come on. Yeah, new mesh will be just mesh to place. What? Ah, mesh to add. And yeah, and it also goes here, while the rotation, let's add it here, like mesh rotation. Okay, let's go back here where it's adding this stuff. Oh, why is it missing? Mesh rotation, compile. Ah, hey. Okay. And it was randomly picked rotation and randomly picked mesh. And yeah, so only if it's not within, only then add a decoration. Does it work? It's not doing anything, or yeah, it does. It actually does. The problem is we have to refresh it, but actually it's good. So as you can see, when these are placed here, decorations disappear because these points are within these volumes. Pog, thanks. Okay, so there is too much of this decoration here. I don't want it. Let's actually try to construct something quickly. Construct something quickly. I don't want that. Okay, this will be the farthest wall. Okay, here we have this thing. Oh, I know that actual level designers would kill me for this. Oh, but you can see what has stopped working. It doesn't match the point anymore. I'm not sure why. Maybe there's something about this mesh, I don't know. It doesn't match the point. Oh, because the beginning is... Oh, God. I did the mesh the wrong way. The pivot is on the other side. Okay. We have to redo it at some point. Okay. My farthest walls. Let's get rid of this. Now... Yeah, the mesh is the other way around. That's very bad, very bad. Okay, cool. Ah, decorations are on the other side. Yep. And now let's say we don't want decoration in the corner. Like this. What? No. When I try to delete it, it says that it's referenced by other actors. Yeah. Like so. We want to leave some decorations in the middle, but not on the edge. Okay? Now, the topic for the next stream, I think, would be to actually add a button that refreshes all of these assets. You know, like so. Okay. Now I have to manually, unfortunately, I have to do something like this. Because look, construction script only updates whenever something is changed in the mesh. And this is not in the mesh, this is an external actor, right? So if I do scale 1.1 and then back to 1, of course it reacts. The volume cut out the decoration. But what we actually rather have is, rather than having a construction script like this, that whatever you change, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. That instead of doing something on the every refresh, every movement, so on, super slow, you would rather expose stuff as a button. So, I'm not sure, because I haven't done this for a long time. But let's try. Let's try. Oh, reopening the level should rerun the construction script. That's interesting. So you mean that these meshes will be cut out when I reopen? Okay. New level. And now reopen. Yeah. Yeah. Great point, Piatnashki. Reopening the level refreshed all construction script. Okay, but yeah, I want to show the button that Juanchito mentioned. Here I have construction script. And I think it was something like in the function itself, call in editor. Yeah. So let's pack all of this stuff. This is the entire construction script, right? Let's pack all of this stuff into another function, which will be called basically run wall generation, or basically refresh wall generation. Okay, doesn't work. These local variables again. Can I copy them? Because you know they are local on the main construction script, they are not here. Oh, I can paste them. But they become variables. Oh god. Create variable distance to n. Okay, I want it, yeah. Let's do it, yeah. Like so. And this too. Sure. Wow, this is fantastic. So you can just right click on the missing variable and create local variable. Super cool. You ask if you can't use local variables in construction script. No, the problem was that they are really local. They are within the function, not its children. So I had my local variables here, like mesh length and so on and so on. But when I pack into a function, they weren't moved through, you know. So I had to right click on them and create them again in this function because they are really local. So I can delete them now here. They're inside. Okay, and there is now call in editor. Call in editor. Yeah, it's here. Basically, whenever you set on a function call in editor, we can remove it here probably, I think. Because now it will be called when I click the button. Yeah. See? So, once I have my button, what I can do is what Adder suggested earlier before the stream, is that I do a variable, boolean type, refresh, like use interactive refresh, for example. Okay. And now I want to expose it to the user. That will be the first thing on top. Here, use interactive refresh. And now I do branch. Get this branch. And only if this is on, I would like to call this function in construction script. Otherwise, people will have to click it themselves. Okay? So by default, it will be on, let's say. Like this. They refresh, right? So now, whenever, of course, I move this wall, everything will continue to refresh, and it's very slow, as you can see. But it works, right? But now I want to disable that and just click refresh wall generation, okay? Now I have to manually click it. Oh, wait a second, that's bad. That's bad because I haven't thought about it. Because now clicking it adds new static meshes. That's super bad. It adds them every time until I delete this goddamn wall. The most decorated wall, Nebion, yeah. Not quite beautiful. Not quite beautiful despite the number of decorations on it. Refresh wall generation. Okay, now how to do it that it actually, you know, that pressing it actually refreshes the stuff, like deletes the old stuff. Because one good thing about this random stream was that, yeah, I know what we need. We need a, we have a random seed, that's good. I want to reseed this stream every time, because otherwise it thinks I'm getting new numbers, next numbers. So in the beginning of wall generation, I wanted to reseed the random stream. Like so. Set seed. Like so. Okay, for construction script it shouldn't be much of a change, I guess. Yeah, it's always the same. Yeah, it works fine. It works fine, but now about the button. I need to delete everything what is there. So, sure, I'm adding clear array, exactly. We need some anti-decoration measures. I'm adding decorations, I'm adding modules, but now I have to clear this. So, when I add anything, add decoration mesh, here, I need to actually add this to some array. So let's add a variable. It's a procedural or like spawned decorations, okay? Spawned decorations. And every time I add a static mesh, it will be a variable of type static mesh component, like so, array of them. Every time I add a static mesh, I also add it to this array. So get add unique, maybe. It's slower, but cool. And I add this component. It's add static mesh, not here. Sorry. Go back. Here. Add static mesh component. We need some bicycles on the walls. Kyle-san. Yeah. We need to test Epic Games CAPTCHA against our level. And just to commemorate it. Oh, I know where these bicycles come from. Brian Carries showing nanite. That's the CAPTCHA of nanite. Only when you can spot the bicycle, you can download Quixel meshes, okay? That's it. Epic Games. Add unique. I'm adding this new static mesh component to the list. And now, when I restart this, I will basically get the spawn decorations, and for each I'll get the length of it, and backwards I will delete one by one. I have to do it backwards, otherwise the order will be corrupted, okay? So length, and this will be like for loop, standard for loop, numerical. First index will be length minus 1, so subtract length minus 1. That's the first index. And I have to store it somewhere, so in a local variable. Promote the local variable, and let's call it num decorations to clear. Okay. Num decorations to clear. Minus 1. I want to do a for loop that goes through these decorations and deletes them. So like this. From this to 0, so reverse, okay? Reverse to not mess with the order in this array. Iterating from the end is safe. So spawn decorations. Is there a pop function? Pop. Utilities array. Clear, append, insert. Remove item. Remove index. But this is just removing. I want actually to get it and remove. Utilities array. Shuffle, reverse, remove item. Okay, whatever for now. For now, whatever. Get a copy. Add this index. And remove component. Right? Or delete component? Destroy component. Fine. Destroy component. Do I have to detach it, or it will happen automatically? I don't know. And upon completion, I should clear this. Okay? Piatnashki says you can reverse for each loop to modify array in place. Reverse for each loop. So like spawn decorations reverse. Reverse for each loop. Wow. Aren't we lucky today? Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you. So no need for this manual loop. I just do a reverse. Like so. Thank you a lot. Hero of the stream today. Thank you very much. You've already solved like 5 cases or 10. Like this. Destroy component. This component. And then clear. Okay, so we're cleaning up. We're cleaning up. Also, we're adding this module, so the same has to happen to the modules. Fortunately, Fortunately, they are something else. They are instances. Another good use case of instances. So we have this, and we basically do clear instances, okay? And this, and clear instances. All of this I will pack into a function. It will be called clear clear, just like this. Setting random seed will also come here. Sequence, like so. Here. Clearing this instances and clearing that instance. Okay. So that's a clear. Kyle-san, you need to go. Thank you very much. See you around. Juanchito, why can I explain why I'm doing that to the array before clearing it? Why am I doing this for each reverse loop? Because I just don't want to clear the array. I want to actually destroy these meshes in the array. So I have an array of meshes that I spawned, and I want to destroy all of them and only then clear the array of references to them. Because just clearing won't destroy the meshes. I will just clear the array, but meshes will still be there. So I'm destroying them one by one and only then clearing. Okay. So yeah, I have a method called clear. And let's see. Let's give it a try. So now I have this wall. Interactive refresh. No. Generate. Okay. Can we check how many do we have? Like, I don't know. Start scene rendering or something. Okay, so we have mesh draw cost 65. Okay, refresh. Because it's nanite, so it won't tell us anything. There were some nanite debugs, right? Or no? Okay, I think it looks good, because if we cloned it, let's try. If we cloned it in place, no. Okay, not so lucky. Or, yeah, now we have a Z fight. And then it's overdraw. Yeah, it works. Okay, so this works. It refreshes these things. And yeah, it basically generates them from scratch every time we press this button. So again, just to show what I meant, clear on the beginning of this function, refresh wall generation, is destroying every decoration that we added and clearing instances of the wall and the pillars, okay? Okay, let's celebrate. Let's play this. First, I will just move this thing. And now, this is the volume that kills decorations, right? I move it here, click the wall, refresh, and they're dead. Is it using the same random stream? So the decoration should be in the same place? Yes, because it depends on the seed. So there's this random seed here. When I change this value, they change. I have to use interactive refresh for that. 9, 8, 5, whatever. Yeah, so it depends on the seed. So basically, this is why I added this thing here, that on the clear function, we're doing set random stream seed, because it not only sets the seed, but it also begins counting from the beginning. So when you request a new random float, new random vector, it behaves like if it was the actual first, second, third, and so on. So setting random seed also resets the random stream. Perfect, yeah. Okay guys, thank you for being here. 4 hours, 49 minutes. We tested a lot, but most of the time we spent fighting local transformations. One thing, Discord invitation for those who weren't here on the start. Okay, thanks a lot and cheers.